I read I Will Surprise My Friend by Willems. In this story, Gerald and Peggy went to surprise each other, but another surprise happened. I think Peggy is really funny in this story. If you want to laugh, you should read I Will Surprise My Friend.
I read Time to Sleep, the Sheep by Willems. In this story, it was time for all the animals to go to sleep, but for one animal, it was not bedtime. I like the shark because it needs a toy animal to sleep with. You should read this book because it is very, very funny.
A Big Guy Took My Ball by Willems. In this story, a big guy took Piggy's ball. Gerald helps him sort of. I like this story because Gerald is funny. You should read this book to find out what happens when Gerald tries to get the ball back.
I read Naked Mole Rat Gets Dressed by Willems. This story is about Wilbur, a mole rat who wears clothes. The other mole rats are mad at him because he wears clothes. I like Grandpa Mole Rat because he is big. If you would like to laugh really hard, you should read this story. I read The Duckling Gets a Cookie by Willems. In this story, Duckling gets a cookie because he asks politely. Pigeon is jealous because he wants a cookie. I like the characters because they are funny. If you like cookies and want to learn how to share, you should read The Duckling Gets a Cookie. I read Let's Go for a Drive by Willems. In this story, Gerald and Piggy want to go for a drive. They need a lot of things for a drive, but they are missing one important thing. I like this story because the characters are so funny. You should read Let's Go for a Drive too. Find out what they are missing. I read That Is Not a Good Idea by Willems. In the story, Fox wants to eat Goose. He asks her to go for a walk, and she does. I like this story because the ending. Will the goose be Fox's dinner? Read This Is Not a Good Idea to find out. I read Should I Share My Ice Cream by Willems. In this story, Gerald wondered if he should share his ice cream with Piglet. I like this story because it is really funny. You should read this story to find out if Gerald shares his ice cream.
I read What's Your Sound, Hound the Hound by Willems. In this story, the cat asks all the animals what sound they make, but the bunny doesn't have any sound, so he is sad. I like the illustration because they are so colorful and funny. I think you should read this book to find out how the other animals make Bunny happy again.
I read The Pigeon Wants a Puppy by Willems. In this story, the pigeon really wants a dog, and finally he gets one. I liked how the pigeon begs to get a dog. I think you should read this story because it is funny.
I read My Friend Is Sad by Willems. In this story, Pig tries to cheer Gerald up, and Gerald is so silly in this book because he can't see his friend in the costumes. You should read My Friend Is Sad to learn how to cheer your friends up.
I read I Love My New Toy
by Mo Willems. In this story, Piggy gets a new toy, and Elephant breaks it. I like the part when Piggy was yelling at Elephant. You should read this story to find out what happens to the toy.
I read I Am Going by Mo Willems. In this story, Elephant thinks Piggy is going to leave him forever, so Elephant is sad. I think Elephant is so funny in this story because he is confused about where Piggy is going. You should read this book to find out where Piggy goes.
I read I Broke My Trunk by Mo Willems. In the story, Gerald the elephant broke his trunk, and Piggy wants to know how he broke his trunk. I like this story because Gerald's story is so funny. If you want to find out what happened to Gerald, you should read I Broke My Trunk.
I read My Friend is Sad by Mo Willems. In this story, Piglet was trying to cheer up his friend Gerald. I like Piglet because he is caring and wants to make his friend happy again. I think you should read this book to find out how to cheer up people.
I read Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus by Mo Willems. In this book, the pigeon wants to drive the bus, but the bus driver doesn't think that's a good idea. I think the pigeon is very clever because he comes up with a lot of good ideas for wanting to drive the bus. You should read this book if you want to hear the pigeon's clever ideas.
I read Don't Let the Pigeon Stay Up Late by Mo Willems. In this story, the pigeon would not go to bed. He begged the man to stay up late. I think this book is awesome because the pigeon uses its imagination so he can stay up. You should read this book to find out if the pigeon stayed up late. I read I Love My New Toy by Mo Willems. In this book, Gerald breaks Piggy's new toy. Piggy gets sad and mad. A squirrel comes along and shows Piggy something. You should read this book to find out Squirrel does to make Pig happy again.
I read Are You Ready to Play Outside by Mo Willems. In this story, Piggy wants to play outside with Gerald, but it is raining. Gerald convinces Piggy that it will be fun to play in the rain. I like this story because it was funny. You should read this book to find out how much fun it is to play in the rain.